Hey, what's happening, guys? Dan Darrow here with another options and play video update. With earnings season in full swing, most of the focus when it comes to straddles and strangles revolves around earnings, right? I mean, playing some of these reports for with volatility strategies, just in the sense that don't really want to pick a direction. You just think it's a setup where the stock should move, and you think that the move could be greater than what the options are priced in, right? Straddles, strangles, they don't need to be only like relegated to events though. I mean, you could trade these strategies when you think that the stock is set up for a big move in either direction, and the options just aren't priced to reflect that, right? For me, you look at a chart of Snap, and it kind of is into that scenario right now, right? Because you have a really well-defined level of support, right? You have a pattern that's played out once this level is held, right? Big bounce, big bounce. So twice in a row, when it hit this level and bounced, it was a huge move into like the mid to high 30s, right? Got down to it again. Does it hold? Does it do exactly what it did, right? Does it have like another big bounce? That remains to be seen. But on the downside, what stands out to me is that there's a very clear, obvious unfilled gap, right? You had the stock trade down into its earnings in February and then exploded higher after its earnings, making for like this really unusual one-day bar, right? This is like a legitimate bar, and that's an unfilled gap, remains in the chart, right? So you have a clear gap underneath. You have a recent trading pattern in 2022 that dictates like when it bounces, it can be a pretty sizable move to the upside, right? And what's great about this setup right now is that after earnings, the option prices have come down, right? So once the earnings premium has been removed from the contracts, you can get options out a few weeks, a couple months at better prices because like that implied vol that was attached to the earnings event has been removed, right? It started to like walk back. So um, not only do you have like a nice technical setup, right, an interesting technical setup, but you also have option pricing coming in too, which is making for overall kind of an interesting setup for a straddle or a strangle, right? Or for a volatility strategy. So these are the things that I feel like most people tend to just say like, okay, outside of earnings, like I don't want to look at straddles or strangles, but there are scenarios where they can still work, right? It's just lining up the scenario, lining up the setup where you can really say like there's going to be a big move one way or a big move other way, and the options aren't priced to reflect that. Right? After earnings and after we kind of get through like the next 2 weeks, you're going to have like a lot of stocks that will have either gapped on news or maybe not moved much. And there might be more of these patterns. So just something to keep an eye on, and just don't outright dismiss the setups outside of earnings season because sometimes they can work pretty well when you really find like the right pattern. Okay. So if you like this video and you're looking for more information about trading straddles or strangles, please follow up with the link in the description of the description of the video for more information on options and play. Have a great night. Stay well, and I will talk to you all tomorrow.